Number 2, use the following 3 numbers to write 2 subtraction and 2 addition number sentences. So you're required to give 2 subtraction and 2 addition using just these 3 numbers provided to you. So if we start, we have 6 wholes. We have 6 wholes plus 3/8, which is called 6 3/8, and then we just have 3/8. So if we begin with addition and begin with the whole, 6 plus 3/8 gives us 6 3/8. To give another addition sentence to make 2, we would flip-flop these, and it would be 3/8 plus 6 equals the same thing, 6 3/8. And you have covered your 2 addition problems. For subtraction, we want to always remember with subtraction to start with the biggest number. So we want to say 6 3/8 to start. Take away, it's up to you. You can take away 3/8 or you can take away the 6. If we take away 3/8, we are left with just the 6 wholes. We start with the big number again, 6 3/8, take away, instead of 3/8, we want to flip-flop that, and we want to take away the 6, and that remains only, if we take away the 6 wholes, we are just left with 3/8, and that covers your subtraction problems. For number 3, solve using a number bond. You always want to show your number bond, and then they want you to draw a number line to represent your number sentence. This first one has been done for us. They've taken your 4 wholes, and because you always need to define your unit fraction, which is thirds, they want you to break down your 4 wholes into 3, and the extra 1 to make 4 comes from 3/3. So this is essentially 3 plus 1 equals your 4 wholes. Now you have 4 minus a third. If you start with 4 wholes and you're taking away anything from 4 wholes, you automatically are going to end up in the 3 wholes range. So your number line, if you know your answer is going to be somewhere in the 3s, your number line should just represent 3 wholes up to 4 wholes. So now that you know you've broken this down, 4 wholes, there's my starting point. 4 wholes, take away just a third. I've broken down my whole into thirds. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. 4 wholes, take away the 1/3, which happens here, leaves you at this point on the number line, which is the answer, 2/3. Now we'll do an extra problem for help. Problem B starts us with 5 wholes. To decompose 5 wholes, we want to go 1 less. We want to start with 4 wholes plus, identify your unit fraction, 4 wholes plus 1 more whole, which is represented by 3/3. Again, that 4 plus 1 is where we got our 5. So now that we've broken this down, we want to take away from 5 wholes, so our answer is going to be somewhere in the 4 wholes range. So our number line becomes a number line between 4 wholes and 5 wholes. And our unit fraction tells us that we have to divide the wholes into thirds. So 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. This becomes 4 1/3, 4 2/3, and essentially 4 3/3, like we've done there. So go all the way back to our subtraction problem. What's our starting point? Our starting point is 5, and we need to take away not 1/3, but 2/3. 1/3, 2/3, and what have we landed on? We've landed on an answer of 4 1/3, represented with a number sentence as well as a number bond, which we did here, and a number line here. Great job. Last but not least, for section 4, read with me. Complete these subtraction sentences using number bonds. So they're taking away your number line this time, and you're only using number bonds at this point. So if we take away our number line and we start with problem A, where we have 3 wholes, take away something. We're going to end up, if we take away from 3, we're going to end up somewhere in the 2 wholes range. And so let's break down our 3 wholes into 2 wholes plus 1 extra whole. Let's decompose this. Our unit fraction is tenths. So decomposing 3 wholes would be 2 plus that 10 tenths, which gets us 1. Again, that's where your 3 comes from. And if our number line in our head were divided into 10 equal parts, 1 little tenth taken away from 3 wholes leaves us with 2 and 9 tenths, because 1/10 less than 3 wholes is 2 and 9 tenths. Last but not least on your problem set, if we break down this whole number 5 and decompose it into 4 plus, unit fraction is fourths, 4 plus 4/4 gives us 5 wholes. And without the number line in our head, if we subtract 3/4, 3 sections of the number line, minus 5, our number line would have gone from, remember, number line would have gone from this whole to this whole. You end up with 4 and 1/4. 3/4 taken away from a whole leaves us with 4 and 1/4. If you need to do a number line for this problem, you're more than welcome to do that if it helps you. Again, you have that step on your first page. If it helps you to draw it out and do the subtracting that way, you can. Good luck.